I would say that the images that we have are strong. There are some group images which have worked very well because those are hard to do. And there are some beautiful and beautifully realized images that I think would go down very well in any portrait award worldwide. What's exciting about the winners, certainly, or not the winners, but the images that qualified, is that they're a broad range, and they're covered. They look good. The quality is strong and powerful. The images are working, and the story behind the images are fascinating and interesting. And I think that's what we're looking for. We're looking for strong, groundbreaking, current, contemporary images and issues of the moment. The thing that struck me most over the last 2 days is the absolute deluge of imagery that's coming at the judges, and how seriously we take this task. And the fact that nobody could underestimate, and certainly I had no preconceived idea or expectation of what this would involve. And both myself and my fellow judges have taken this process incredibly seriously. But it has been a task just absolutely huge in terms of making those real and informed and strong choices. I was astounded, I would say, at the kind of onslaught of images that were supposedly coming from professionals but were unspeakably unprofessional, and that was disappointing, which I think throws into light the question of where photography is headed in the big world today. So it seemed like that what one was viewing was that people are really suffering from the lack of budgets available to photographers. And so I'm guessing that photographers are finding that they have to rely very much on their own resources or crowdfunding. And that makes it very difficult, because if you want to travel afar as a photojournalist, that requires money and planning. And it seems that's perhaps where our profession is battling with itself at the moment. Well, a stage portrait is very much, and I think is very much planned, executed in terms of how it's choreographed, how it's lit, how people are placed in the frame, as well as obviously the subject matter and the composition, the obvious things. Observed, I would say, is taken into account the location, where the person is placed in the frame, all those kind of things, but it's much more, of course, accidental in how it appears in the imagery. And I think my co-jury members and myself were really going with the idea that we wanted to keep a certain quality for our profession, as well as very much for world press, that we, by what we are judging and how we're judging, that we therefore encourage people to continue to enter, but at the highest professional level. And that's, I think, was our bottom line decision. And then, of course, there was heated discussion about image treatment, photo retouching, how much we wanted in an image to see, whether it was taking it to another level that made us feel uncomfortable, over the top in terms of retouching. And I think that those are very interesting debates for photography and its future. I would say that in all my work, I'm guided by my background, which was, I think, a mix really of political as well as a kind of real deference to the world of art and culture. And I think those are both very important attributes to bring to the judging table where we're talking about world press. Of course, my influence has been in the latter years much more on a portrait side. And I think that what you would see is a combination of the two. I never, ever, it's has that side of my life disappeared completely. So I'm always very aware of current events and what's happening in the world. And I was not even duty bound, but wanting to incorporate both those aspects to the judging process.